So in the yesterday's class, I told you that I have given you various spectrum of the different type of nitrogenous base which are found in the living beings. It may be ammonia, it may be urea, it may be uric acid, and what kind of organisms are having these. Okay, which kind of organisms will eliminate ammonia, which will have urea, and which will have uric acid, and what are the basis of these type of excreted product. Why all of them are not excreting ammonia or urea, or why only a few of them are excreting uric acid. Okay? That much we have studied. What metabolic waste will be produced when the different type of substances are metabolized, that we have studied. Today we are going to study first the various excreted organs which are found in the animal kingdom. Okay, so in the animal kingdom we will find that the excreted organs, if I start from the upper, that is the mammals, reptiles, birds, and amphibians, animal fish, that is all the vertebrates. They have major organ as kidney. Remember, we are talking only about the excretion of nitrogenous waste. So we will not include here lungs and skin and the liver and all. Liver of course is there, but it is internal organ. It is only producing the waste, but it is not eliminating. So we are studying about the elimination of waste. So these are the things. Okay, now if we see about below the fish, if we go, the next is what you call echinodermates. Before this is mollusca. Before that is arthropoda. Below that was arthropoda के पहले, that is annelida. Platyhelminthes, Aschelminthes या nematoda, and then sponges, that is porifers. So these are the various organs. Let us see. Here they eliminate through tube feed. Mainly mollusca have green glands, often known as antennal gland. Arthropoda has malpighian, tubules. Annelida, nephrons. Different kinds of nephrons are there, cutaneous nephrons, pharyngeal nephrons and all. Platyhelminthes, protonephrons, no, platyhelminthes will have flame cells. Here they have got protonephridia and sponges, but they don't have any specific organ. Rather, they are eliminating the waste simply from their general surface. Okay, so these are given here. A survey of the animal kingdom present in the variety of excreted structure. In most of the invertebrates, the structure is simple and tubular form, whereas the vertebrate have complex tubular system that is called kidney. Some of these structures are mentioned. Protonephridia or flame cells are found in the platyhelminthes. Example is given, planaria and rotifers. Some of the annelids and cephalochordates, amphioxus and all. Protonephridia are primarily concerned with the ionic fluid volume regulation. Okay, they generalize that. Now osmoregulation and osmoregulation. Osmoregulation is that is the elimination of or maintenance of the water and mineral content in the body. Regulate karna usko. Nephridia are the tubular excretory organs which are found in the annelids. Nephridia also help in the removal of nitrogenous waste and maintaining the fluid and ionic balance. Malpighian tubules are excretory organs found in the all the what you call arthropods. Okay, then antennal glands are found in the perform the excretory functions in crustaceans like prawn. Annelida, mollusca, Echinodermata and other दे ही नहीं रखा है. तो ये हमारा एक जनरल प्रीव्यू है if you want to know. ठीक है. Otherwise also we will study them in the chapter 4 when we will talk about the animal cases. We will study in detail, that is how the various excretory organs are there and what they eliminate, how they function and all. Let us study about the human excretory system. We already studied about human excretory system in class 10. So it will be just a revision. Okay, and all the chapter, the 4th chapter, that is the life processes, which we are already done in the chapter in class 4. We are just revising and we are taking it to the next level. Okay, in the class 10th it was only an introductory level. So here is the diagram of human urinary system. The urinary system of human being is consist of a pair of kidney, one in each side of the vertebral column in the lower abdominal region. Okay, behind posterior side. Okay, that is the dorsal side. Okay, and now each kidney is about 8 to 10 centimeter long, and rather here it is 10 to 12 centimeter long, 5 to 7 centimeter broad, and 2 to 3 centimeter thick. Okay, and its weight is somewhere about 120 to 170 gram. So two kidneys. Now each kidney has one renal artery entering in it. The artery which takes blood into the kidney is called renal artery, and the vein which brings the blood out after purification or after removal of the nitrogenous waste, that is called renal vein. So artery is given in the red in color and blue color it is given the renal vein. Then you can see that is from the pelvic region जो है, that is you can see that each kidney gives out a ureter, and ureter from both the kidneys are opening into a urinary bladder. Here is the urinary bladder. Okay, and urinary bladder is actually made up of stretchable epithelium, that is the transitional epithelium, which is made up of few layers thick, so it will have the elasticity and it can stretch. It can store as much as 3 to 4 liters of urine in case of there is some problem. But generally a urinary bladder don't store more than 100 and 120 150 ml urine. Before that it gives you a signal of removal of urine. Okay. Now from the urinary bladder, then the lower portion is having a sphincter which controls the opening and closing of the urinary bladder, and then it all leads to urethra, and from there it is given out. Okay. So these are the general structure of human urinary system. I need not to draw the diagram because it is given on the page number in the figure 19.7. Clearly the diagram is there. You have to learn the diagram and with the perfection. Okay, so that is what is expected. Now if you see the kidney, if you see the cross section of a kidney, if you cut the kidney into the lengthwise into two equal half, then it is called not the cross section, longitudinal section, sorry. Then you get this type of structure. The clear cut two distinct zones are there. The outer pinkish colored zone which is given, that is called cortex, and the inner dark pink red colored zone which is shown here is the medulla. Okay, now here cortex doesn't have much of the things. It is only making the structure of the kidney. Now if you see the medullary region, what you will find, see this medullary pyramids. These medullary regions are called medullary pyramid because of their pyramidal structure. They are narrow inside and the broad outside. So they are actually looking like somewhat inverted pyramid, or we can't say even inverted because the lower side it is correct. That is the correct pyramid. Okay, now each pyramid जो है that open into a broad duct that is called calyx, and then renal artery, as I already explained you in the previous diagram, that is the artery which takes the blood to the kidney is called renal artery, which is generally shown in the red color. All the arteries are shown in the red color by default, and all the veins are shown by bluish color. So another vein is coming out, is called renal vein. Then renal pelvis is that opening in which all the calyx will open, and all the filtered urine will ultimately open into the renal pelvis, and from the renal pelvis a ureter will take it out. Okay, then if you see some other structure are which are not mentioned in the diagram, which is not shown here, you can see that the columns of Bertini. Now what are columns of Bertini? That is between these here it is written that renal column. The renal columns are actually explained by the Bertini is the scientist, according to the name. Columns of Bertini is cup. Okay, so these are the general structure of the urinary system and the longitudinal section of a kidney. Okay, urinary system, as I said, the human being has got a pair of kidney, that is the two kidney, one on either side. But if you see that the left kidney is slightly higher than the right one, which is seen in your right hand side is actually left kidney, and which is seen in your left hand side, that is the right kidney, because the diagram is supposed to be seen from the upper view. So that means this diagram is representing this side. So this is my left, this is my right, and this is my left. So accordingly the diagram will be representing. Okay, so this is what the structure of urinary system. Since this we already studied in class 10, so I have not gone to the much of elaboration. Now we will study the next stage, that is each kidney has nearly 1 million complex tubular structures that are known as nephron. 1 million, or rather some of the books you will read it as a 1 to 1.2 million. 1 million is around 10 lakhs. 1 million is 10 lakh, and 1.2 million, that is 12 lakh. So 10 to 12 lakh nephrons are there. And what are these nephrons? Nephrons are highly coiled tubular structure, and it is these nephrons which are the what you call basic units of the kidney. They will perform the filtration function. Okay? Now which is the functional unit? Each nephron has two parts. एक cup like structure है, that is called Bowman's capsule or Bowman's cup, and then a long tube that is called tubule. So each nephron has a glomerulus and renal tubule. Glomerulus is a tuft of capillaries found inside a Bowman's cup. Okay? So if you look in this diagram, you can see this a cup like structure, yellow color, this one, this is written here, Bowman's capsule. Okay, and inside that the red color bunch of the nephron is there, that is called glomerulus. Okay, now glomerulus is actually the renal artery which entered into the kidney. It divides in thousands and thousands times because there is 1 million nephron. So each nephron should get a part of that blood. So that means that the renal artery divides into arterioles will further divide into the small capillaries, and then those capillaries which are entering into the Bowman's cup are called afferent arteriole, and the one which is coming out is called efferent arteriole. So here you can see that is the afferent arteriole, it is written here. Afferent arteriole is the one which brings the blood to the nephron, and the efferent arteriole is the one which is taking the blood away from here. Okay, what new feature they introduced? Okay, so the afferent arteriole, do not show this again. Afferent arteriole, glomerulus is there, Bowman's capsule is there. This much we already done. The Bowman's capsule then opens into a narrow, a small portion that is called neck, and the neck then opens into a highly coiled structure that is called proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal convoluted tubule. Proximal is near one. Okay, proximity. We say it is in my proximity. Okay, so that is proximal convoluted. Convoluted means hard. कॉइल, ठीक है, हाईली कॉइल. तो proximal convoluted tubule, and then a loop is there, a deep loop is there. That loop is known as the Henle's loop, and Henle's loop has two arms. ये Henle's loop रहा है यहाँ पे. Now it has got two arms. One is descending and the other one is ascending. Descending, the one which is going down, and the ascending which is coming up. So a loop will always have two sections. If I show, this is a loop. You don't see the mask, you just see the loop. Okay, so this is the portion which is taking it down is descending, and the portion which is bringing it up is called ascending. So there is a ascending and there is a descending. First descending and then ascending part or arm, it is generally said, arm of the loop. Both are having different function. ठीक है, और rather each part which I have shown in this diagram, I'll just make the diagram here and then I'll explain the function. And then the ascending part then open into another convoluted tubule, that is, since it is away from the Bowman's cup, then it is called distal convoluted tubule, the one which is distant, that is far, that is away from the Bowman's cup. And then it opens into a collecting duct. A collecting duct will have hundreds and thousands of nephron opening in it, and that will open into the calyx. Okay? If you see here, this was the structure, calyx. So all of these, that is these lines are actually representation of nephron, and from each nephron the duct will open into the collecting duct, and the collecting duct will ultimately open into this calyx. Calyx will open into this renal pelvis, and that will ultimately open into the ureter. So the filtrate from each nephron ultimately enters into calyx, then pelvis region, and then from there it enters into ureter, and then goes to the urinary bladder. So this is what the structure is. Okay? This is what the structure is. Let us study their function one by one. If the structure is asked, you have to write only this one. If function is asked, or how urine filtration takes place, or how urine is formed, then you will have to write about the function. Okay. थोड़ा सा आसान बना देंगे. This is a cup-like structure, and this is a convoluted structure. Then it is opening into a narrow loop, and the portion which is going down is descending arm, and the portion which rising up is ascending arm. Then it opens into another highly convoluted structure, and you know who has studied this? William Malpighi. So you can imagine a person who is studying, is cutting longitudinal section of the kidney, and then each the pyramid is removed, and then he started removing each structure to counting 1 million, 10 lakh nephron. सड़ गया होगा तब तक किडनी. ठीक है, हाउ डिफिकल्ट इट वॉज, येट द पर्सन हैज़ कंसंट्रेशन. तभी हम उनको याद करते हैं, है ना. ऐसे नहीं है कि हमें वो तीर कमान से लड़ते थे ना पहले पुराने ज़माने में, चाहे वो अर्जुन हो, चाहे वो श्री राम हो, उन्होंने भी बहुत मेहनत करी, तब पे जाकर उनका एक्यूरेसी पे था कि हिरण मारना है तो हिरण, मच्छी की आँख मारना है तो केवल आँख को ही मारना है, आँख को ही फोड़ना है. ठीक है, दैट इज़ द थिंग. ये नहीं कि आपने अरे ये तो नहीं हो रहा मेरे से. 10 लाख नेफ्रॉन काउंट करना, नॉट 1 to 500, 200, 200, 1000, 10,000, 20,000 और 50,000. 1 लाख भी नहीं है, 10 लाख नेफ्रॉन की बात कर रहा हूँ. रुपये भी दे देंगे 10 लाख आपको, तब भी आपको पसीना आ जाएंगे काउंट करने में. दैट इज़ फार ईजी. तो आप सोचिए, इमेजिन द डेप्थ ऑफ द डिवोटेडनेस ऑफ द पर्सन, ठीक है, कितना मुश्किल होता है ये सारा काम। सो ये है, नाउ दिस इज एक्चुअली द स्ट्रक्चर एंड दिस इज द afferent arteriole which is coming and then it is dividing in number of times and forming a bunch like structure, and this bunch is called glomerulus, and this is efferent arteriole. Now from the efferent arteriole again some of the arteriole will or the capillaries will surround the nephron. Okay, and they just keep on surrounding, forming a network over here, and you can see in the diagram, and you can see that ये जो दिख रहा है हमको वो भी हल्का से दिख रहा है. So it again must have made the work or the study of the Malpighi all the more difficult. ठीक है, because it is not that simply white colored ducts are there. They were further surrounded by nephron. If I just for the sake of study, if I just make it simple, so this capillary first surround the ascending arm, and then it goes to descending arm. याद रखना मैंने क्या बोला आपको, that is first it will go, यहाँ से सीधा उधर गया, इधर नहीं गया. First it goes to the ascending arm and then it goes towards the descending arm. Just for the sake of explanation I made, so just don't go about the complexity कि सर ये यहाँ पे क्रॉस हो रहा है या तो, ठीक है, उसमें मेरा टाइम लग जाएगा unnecessary, and we have got so many chapters to study. 22 chapters हैं, अभी तो हमारा एक छठा ही चैप्टर चल रहा है. So you can imagine how much we have to go more. So I don't simply waste time in rubbing, in cleaning the diagram. Anyway, I did it during the course of speech. Okay, चलिए अब आगे बढ़ते हैं. आगे क्या है? PCT, Henle's loop, distal and all, ये हमने पढ़ लिया. The Malpighian capsule, the PCT, ठीक है. अब यहाँ से पढ़ते हैं. The Malpighian capsule, PCT and DCT of the nephron are situated in the cortical region. ठीक है, कहाँ है कॉर्टेक्स? वापस पीछे चलते हैं, पिंक कलर में लॉन्गिट्यूडनल सेक्शन में. आओ ये जो पोर्शन है पिंक कलर, इसमें ये थोड़ी छोटी लाइंस जो बाहर दिख रहे हैं ना पिंक कलर वाले पोर्शन में, नॉट इन द पिरामिड, नॉट इन द डार्क पिंक, द लाइट पिंक विच इज़ आउटसाइड, कंपेरेटिवली आउटसाइड, उसमें छोटी लाइन दिख रही है. दीज आर द पोर्शन विच इंक्लूड ओनली दिस मच portion. What is there? Bowman's curve, PCT, DCT. Henle's loop जो लंबा डीप डेप्थ है वो जो है that is shown by the long lines which are found in the pyramid. Okay, तो pyramid includes the Henle's loop and the collecting duct. Okay, तो देखते हैं क्या लिखा है यहाँ पे, यही लिखा होगा और क्या लिखेगा. Okay, तो the straight tube called collecting duct, many nephrons open into the straight tube duct called collecting duct, and many of these coverage which converts an opening into a renal pelvis and the medulla. The Malpighian capsule, that is the PCT, DCT and nephron are situated in the cortical region, whereas the loop of Henle's are in the medulla. ओके, द PCT, मालपीजियन कैप्सूल और बॉमन्स कैप्सूल, जो भी आप कहना चाहें, मालपीजी ने इसको डिस्कवर करा है तो उसने अपना नाम दे दिया, बॉमन्स के हिसाब से था तो बॉमन्स कैप्सूल भी हम कहते हैं या कप भी कहते हैं. ओके, एंड PCT एंड DCT जो है दैट इज फाउंड इन द कॉर्टिकल रीजन, एंड द Henle's loop and the collecting duct will be found in the medullary region. Majority of the nephron, in the majority of the nephron, the loop of Henle is too short. जब the loop of Henle is not necessarily that everyone will have so deep, कुछ में short ही रहते हैं. When they are short, they are called cortical loops, and when they are deep, they are called medullary loop. तो यही है यहाँ पे. The majority of the nephron, the loop of Henle is too short and extend only very little into the medulla. Such nephrons are called cortical nephrons. पूरे नेफ्रॉन पे हमने कॉर्टिकल कहते हैं, बिकॉज वो ऊपर ऊपर में गुजारा जाता है। एंड सम ऑफ द नेफ्रॉन, द हेलियस लूप इज वेरी लॉन्ग एंड रन्स डीप इन द मेडुला, देन इट इज कॉल्ड द जुक्स्टामेडुलरी नेफ्रॉन। ठीक है, चलिए बात करते हैं। द इफरेंट आर्ट्रियोल इमर्जिंग फ्रॉम द ग्लोमेरुलस फॉर्म्स अ कैपिलरी नेटवर्क अराउंड द रीनल ट्यूब्यूल, और अब इसको हम कह देंगे वासा रेक्टा। वासा मतलब ब्लड वेसल से, और रेक्टा मतलब नेटवर्क, एंड नेटवर्क ऑफ द ब्लड वेसल्स और कैपिलरीज अराउंड द ट्यूबुलर रीजन इज कॉल्ड वासा रेक्टा। वासा रेक्टा का रोल जो है बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है, दैट विल स्टडी इन द टुमारोज क्लास, बिकॉज आई डोंट थिंक देयर इज एनी टाइम लेफ्ट फॉर अस इन टुडेज क्लास। So today we are just seeing the structure of urinary system and we are seeing the structure of nephron. यूरिन फॉर्मेशन हम कल ही पढ़ेंगे, तो ये लास्ट लाइन है, इसको पढ़ देते हैं। एफरेंट आर्ट्रियोल इमर्जिंग फ्रॉम द ग्लोमेरुलस फॉर्म फाइन कैपिलरी नेटवर्क अराउंड द रीनल ट्यूब्यूल कॉल्ड पेरिट्यूबुलर कैपिलरी, a minute vessel this of this network run parallel to the Henle's loop, and उसको हम कह देंगे वासा। अगर वो ऊपर वाले पोर्शन में भी है, जिस वाले सबको है, तो सबको मिला के तो पेरीनेफ्रॉन कह देंगे। ठीक है, पेरिट्यूबुलर, एंड केवल Henle's loop की चारों तरफ मिल रही है उसको वासा रेक्टा कहते हैं। ठीक है, एंड इट इज हाईली रिड्यूस्ड इन द कॉर्टिकल नेफ्रॉन। कॉर्टिकल नेफ्रॉन डू नॉट हैव दिस नेटवर्क ऑफ द ब्लड कैपिलरीज टू मच एक्सटेंडेड, बिकॉज उनका फंक्शन भी कम इम्पॉर्टेंट है। कॉर्टिकल नेफ्रॉन विल फाउंड ओनली इन दोज ऑर्गेनिजम्स इन विच द वाटर इज नॉट स्केर्स। पानी की कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, मे बी इन फिश, मे बी इन एम्फीबियंस। ठीक है, फॉर देम वाटर इज नेवर अ प्रॉब्लम, टू मच ऑफ वाटर इज कमिंग, सो वाटर रीअब्जॉर्प्शन इज और रेगुलेशन ऑफ वाटर इज नॉट अ बिग थ्रेट टू देम। खूब आ रहा है पानी, व्हाट इज द प्रॉब्लम? ठीक है, बट दिस विल बी मोर कॉम्प्लेक्स इन दोज ऑर्गन्स विच आर लिविंग इन द वाटर स्केर्स रीजन, लाइक reptiles, birds, mammals and all. Okay, so that's all for today's class children. We shall see continue tomorrow. Thank you.